that? Oh, that's okay. We'll do at least one more. I suppose we're going to do a sound check real quick. Okay. Headset on. Check 1 2, test 1 2 3, 1 2 3, coming at you, John. 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay. You should have audio in just a second. Okay. There comes some spots.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Since 2005, North Star's Ultimate Outdoors has been Cache Valley's source for fun and adventure. It's here you can find the biggest selection of snowmobiles, ATVs, utility vehicles, and handheld power equipment from the brand names you know, such as Steel, Polaris, and Yamaha. The professionally trained staff at North Star's Ultimate Outdoors of Preston has what it takes to get you out on the nation's leading brands. The best deals in the best town. North Star's Ultimate Outdoors. It's where the fun starts. This is your countdown for the Preston Indians pregame show. Pregame in 30 seconds from Mark. As we'll have a good game today, hopefully. And pregame show will start in 15 seconds from Mark. Pregame in 10 seconds from Mark. Have a good game. Pre-game show in 5 seconds from Mark. This is the Preston Indians pregame show. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's game. We'll hear from the coach and look at the pregame stats all leading up to tonight's action. You're listening to live coverage of the Preston Indians on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. And a very pleasant good afternoon, everybody. Welcome here to the ballpark, as this afternoon the Indians will play host to the Bear Lake Bears. Glad to have you along with us here today. Dan Hubbard here at the ballpark. John Beverly back in studio as we get ready for the Indians and the Bears to roll around here on the field here and get a game in. For the Indians, well, they come in having lost 5 in a row as they come in with a record of 4-7, 2-4 in conference play, having been swept by the Pocatello Thunder in the earlier this week. So they try to bounce back here today against the Bears and recover from what has been a very difficult week for them. For Bear Lake, it's just been a difficult season. They're 2-6. They've only played 8 games so far this year, all of those on the road. In fact, from talking to the coaching staff, the conditions up in Bear Lake, they're not going to be able to play on their field probably for another month, as there's still about 2 feet of snow on the field. So for Bear Lake, they've not only have this game scheduled here today, but they have a couple of games for next scheduled here at Preston to play next week, as well as they try to make up some of the conference games that they've had postponed because of weather. And to see if they can get those in down here in the sunshine down here in Preston, where the conditions are much more favorable here at this point. For the Indians, today scheduled to be Senior Day. However, they still have another game that they have scheduled here at home for next week. This was supposed to be the last game on the schedule, but that would give them about 10 days before the district tournament would start. So they have a game scheduled for next week. And when we come back after this timeout, we'll not only have the scene set for today's game, but we'll tell you more about that game coming up next week as we continue right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Since 2005, North Star's Ultimate Outdoors has been Cache Valley's source for fun and adventure. It's here you can find the biggest selection of snowmobiles, ATVs, utility vehicles, and handheld power equipment from the brand names you know, such as Steel, Polaris, and Yamaha. The professionally trained staff at North Star's Ultimate Outdoors of Preston has what it takes to get you out on the nation's leading brands. The best deals in the best town. North Star's Ultimate Outdoors. It's where the fun starts. 777 North State Street, Preston.
When you are looking for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, but you want something that is ready to eat now, always stop at the Stokes Market Deli in Preston. With cold and hot cases, you can always find food that is fresh, hot, or cold. Sandwiches, soup, salads, deviled eggs, donuts, wraps, cheese trays, desserts, and a hot and delicious buffet. A meal out doesn't have to be at a restaurant. Come and enjoy something for everyone at the Stokes Market Deli today. 217 South State Street in Preston.
Hi, I'm Brad Phillips, professional trainer and owner of Puppy Steps Training. I believe that life is more enjoyable with a well-trained dog. That's why my team and I have come together to give you the ultimate dog training experience through Puppy Steps Training. Our 8-week board and train program is specifically designed to give your puppy a head start on life. Along with access to our extensive training material, you will receive daily progress reports, weekly photo and video updates, and a hands-on training demonstration. Discover the ultimate dog training experience with Puppy Steps Training, the premier dog training facility in northern Utah, and proud supporter of Westside and Preston High School athletics.
Hey ladies, when you're looking to freshen up your wardrobe, there is no need to travel to the big city shopping centers or the dreaded mall. Stay local and head to Magnolia Road in downtown Preston. They offer great prices on the cutest tops, bottoms, sweaters, shoes and boots, and other accessory items. And best of all, everything is size inclusive from small to 3XL. When you shop local, everything you spend stays right here in Preston and Franklin County. Magnolia Road, 27 South State Street in downtown Preston.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Well, welcome back here to the pregame show, and time now for the scene set brought to you by North Star's Ultimate Outdoors. Get ready for your next outdoor adventure at North Star's Ultimate Outdoors on State Street at the north end of the city of Preston. So the Bear Lake Bears here in town today. The Indians get to have basically one of their best weather days, if not here in Preston. So far as of the year, blue skies, just a few little white wispy clouds, and nice warm temperatures for the game today. With the first pitch still coming up about 12, 13 minutes away, scheduled first pitch time here at the ballpark. So for the Bear Lake Bears who come into the game here today, as we mentioned, with a record of 2-6, they've only played one conference game. Thus, the reason why they need to come here and make up some games that they've had postponed. I know they have games scheduled here against Soda next week, and at least one against Malad as well that I know of. As we mentioned, the new game that was scheduled for the Indians, that'll come up Wednesday afternoon. It'll actually be the second game of a doubleheader, as Bear Lake will play Malad here, and then in the second game of the doubleheader, the Indians will come out onto the field and they will take on Malad. For the Indians, it gives them an opportunity to keep sharp before the conference tournament starts, and it gives the Malad Dragons another chance to play another game as well. So that's coming up here on Wednesday, and I know that they being Bear Lake, also have a game that they need to make up against Soda Springs, and that'll be played here as well coming up at some point next week. I'm not exactly sure what day that will be. But Wednesday is when the Indians will play Malad here, the second game of a doubleheader. Not a very big sample size for the Bear Lake Bears, as they have not played a whole lot of games, just 2-6 on the year. And offensively, because of not having a lot of playing time, they're kind of struggling offensively. They're only hitting 183 as a team. They have a total of 15 hits, and only 3 of those have gone for extra bases so far on the year. So it's a little bit of a tough road for them to hoe, getting ready for conference tournament time coming up, as they really have their back to the wall as well. In fact, their pitching has not had an easy time of it either. In fact, with that few of innings in a sample size, and you start figuring an earned run average, if someone has a bad outing, it really inflates your ERA, as they come into the game today with an earned run average on the year as a team at 10.83 overall on the year. Speaking of struggling offensively, the Indians trying to bounce back from that series against Pocatello. Now, Pocatello is certainly one of the better teams in the state, and it certainly showed in those 3 games against the Indians, as they shut out Preston in each of those 3 games. In fact, over the 16 innings played in that series, they outscored the Indians by a score of 43-0. And over those 16 innings, Preston could only manage a total of 8 hits. And only one time in those 3 games did they get a runner as far as third base. So for the Indians, it truly is a bounce-back day for them here today, and certainly an opportunity for them to get the ship righted, so to speak, as they get down toward the end of the schedule here indeed. This has been the scene set for today's game, brought to you by North Stars Ultimate Outdoors. Remember, you can get ready for your next outdoor adventure by stopping at North Stars Ultimate Outdoors. You'll find them on State Street at the north end of the city of Preston. Take another time out. Back with more right after this.
We all have those times in life where having insurance has been a great comfort in helping to make a bad situation better. Naylor Insurance takes pride in being that friend there to help you when you need it the most. Serving the community since 1978, Naylor Insurance is proud to represent a number of carriers to fit your insurance needs through Mutual of Enumclaw. Stop by our new location, 223 North State Street in Preston.
Protecting buyers and lenders in Cache Valley for over 40 years, Northern Title is the trusted name in the tri-state areas of Idaho, Utah, and Wyoming. The staff at Northern Title in Preston protect you from unknown complications like access issues, unpaid taxes, hidden liens, or easement restrictions. Choose the right title company. Choose to close with Northern Title of Preston. Good deeds done daily. Call today at 208-852-5700.
It's the goal in everyone's life to reach financial independence and security. Evergreen Financial Partners in Preston can help with strategies to assist in those goals. They will design a plan to suit you, whether it be for your family, home, or current or future investments. Evergreen Financial Partners can help with life insurance, long-term life, 401ks, retirement plans, or mutual funds. Contact the experts at Evergreen Financial and let them put a plan together for you. Find them at 41 West 1st South in Preston, or go online to set your appointment at evergreenfinancialpartners.net. Evergreen Financial Partners, your first step to financial security.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Get a good look at the field for those watching on mylocalradio.com here this afternoon. The Indians just wrapping up their infield as waiting for Bear Lake to come out, and we'll continue the countdown toward this afternoon's first pitch. As far as the standings go, Pocatello, after sweeping the Indians, they've gone to 6-0 in conference play and have clinched the conference title again for this year. as they've now run their record overall on the year to 15-2. Preston comes in at 5-7, 2-4 on the year, and Century is a game under 500 at 8-9 on the season, and they are 1-5 in conference play. The keys to today's game brought to you by Naylor Insurance. For health, home health, life, and auto through Mutual of Enumclaw. Stop by and find out how you can save at Naylor Insurance, 223 North State Street here in Preston. Indians just need to put those games against Pocatello behind them as far as what they need to do here today. Let's get back on the beam as far as pitching goes after getting hit around pretty well. And for the Indians, speaking of hitting, get their hitting shoes back on, so to speak, but to put the ball in play better than they did against Pocatello and get some runs on the board, as they have been shut out in each of the last 3 games overall headed into the game here this afternoon. We'll take another timeout. We'll come back. We'll have the starting lineups coming for you coming up just around the corner as we continue right after this.
105.5 FM KACH.
Hi, we're Braden and Brittany Smith with Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency.
We're Preston Proud and Idaho Strong.
Hi, I'm Jan Stone with Northern Title of Preston, and we are Preston Proud, Idaho Strong.
Hi, I'm Bill Chambers from North Stars Ultimate Outdoors, and we are Preston Proud and Idaho Strong.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Larson. I'm with HK Auto, and we are Dayton Proud and Idaho Strong.
We're Preston Proud, Idaho Strong, serving Franklin County and beyond.
Franklin County Medical Center is proud to provide excellence in surgical and specialty healthcare right here in our community, making it extremely convenient to receive world-class care without even leaving the county. The best part is that we work closely with your primary care physicians to ensure a convenient and coordinated care experience. Our skilled surgeons are continually adding services to Franklin County, some you won't find anywhere in the greater Cache Valley area. Discover what is available right here at fcmc.org/specialty. You just might be surprised at what we have to offer.
Whether you're in need of timber frame buildings, estate entrances, trusses, pergolas, pavilions, or gazebos, the craftsmanship at Milestone Timberworks reflects our passion and commitment of building for the future. At the beginning and end of the day, it's about achieving the built environment where the truly great moments in life are experienced. We look forward to working with you. Visit milestonetimberworks.com today.
It's time for Preston Indian Sports. Tonight's game is brought to you by West Motors, your only stop for new or used cars in Preston and in Logan. Stokes Market True Value with the freshest meat and produce in town. Webb Funeral Home, serving Preston and surrounding communities since 1925. Ralph's Construction, building homes in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll receive in all of the Cache Valley. Preston Auto Parts CarQuest, with all the parts you need for your car to keep it running strong. Naylor Insurance, for home, health, life, and auto from Mutual of Enumclaw. Procon Homes, building quality multifamily homes across the West. By Les Schwab Tires, stop in and see the tire experts on Main Street in North Logan. North Stars Ultimate Outdoors, get ready for your next outdoor adventure at North Stars Ultimate Outdoors in Preston. Evergreen Financial. When planning your future, trust the experts at Evergreen Financial in Preston. Level 10 Life. Reach your next level in life with their life coaching sessions. Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency. Don't leave the things that matter to chance. Call Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency today. Northern Title, the trusted name in the tri-state area. And by Papa J's Deli and Jerky in Clifton. This game is made possible through an agreement between Preston High School and Cook Brothers Broadcasting and is intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any rebroadcast of this game in whole or in part without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting is strictly prohibited. And once again, welcome here to the ballpark. As time for Preston Indian baseball, as today the Indians take on the Bear Lake Bears. Dan Hubbard along with John Slaughter back in the studio. Glad to have you with us, and time to look at the starting lineups for this afternoon's game. Brought to you by Webb Funeral Home, serving Preston and the surrounding communities since 1925. First, the lineup for the Bear Lake Bears, as they are the visiting team here this afternoon. Tyler Beresford will lead off. He'll actually be the starting pitcher today as well. Tyson Neal will hit second. He is the shortstop today for the Bears. Ridge Wallington will hit third, and he will be at first base for the game here this afternoon. It'll be Maddox Jacobson do the catching. He'll hit in the 4 spot. Bryson Crane will hit fifth and play in right field. Tyler Burbank hits sixth. He is the third baseman. Ethan Thornton will be the designated hitter and bats seventh. Brady Shaw will be a bat eighth. He'll be over in left. And Peter Newton is the center fielder, and he will hit ninth. For the Indians, they'll line up this way. Brody Newton, also the starting pitcher today. He'll bat first. Cade Oxborough is the first baseman. He'll hit in the 2 spot. Devin Inglett will hit third and be at second base. Connor Thompson's in third base today. He'll hit fourth. Austin Gleed, the shortstop, hits in the 5 spot. Eli Hammonds behind the plate will hit sixth. Clayton Hobbs is the center fielder. He'll bat seventh. Zabin Mendoza is the left fielder. He'll hit in the 8th spot. And Caleb Despain gets a chance to start this afternoon, as he'll be around in right, and he will hit ninth. And we're ready to play baseball here today, as the first pitch from Brady Newton is inside, ball 1 ball and no strikes. Once again, the starting lineups today brought to you by Webb Funeral Home, serving Preston and the surrounding communities since 1925. The 1-0 misses down and away, ball 2 balls and no strikes. So Brody Newton getting a chance to start. Usually he's behind the dish. Actually played third base a little bit the other night in Pocatello's. That ball's rolled foul, as it'll be 2 balls and a strike now. As I'm going to say that must have been catcher's interference, as Beresford makes his way down to first base. So catcher's interference officially goes down as an error against the catcher. So charge the error to Hammonds, and there's a runner over at first base. Next batter is Neal, and Tyson shows bunt, hits it foul back into the screen, and it's 0-1 on him. Neal comes in hitting an even .400 on the year. When you only have played a total of 6 games, you get a wide variety of batting averages up and down the lineup as they go to first base, and Beresford back to the bag. Then the ball gets away from Oxborough on a bad throw, and it's going to be Beresford to get up and head down to second base. So a couple of errors against the Indians here in the early going in the top of the first inning. Catcher's interference and a bad pickoff throw, and all of a sudden Beresford's at second base with nobody out, as Neal lines one into left field. That'll be a base hit. Here comes Beresford around the corner. He will score, makes it 1-0, and on the throw to the plate, Neal goes down to second base. So an RBI single for Tyson Neal, his first RBI of the season. And it's a 1-0 lead here, thanks to a single and a couple of errors against the Indians here in the top of the first inning. So that'll bring up Ridge Wallington. Ridge, a big kid, as he comes up to home plate, was, as you might imagine, was the center on the basketball team. Ridge, who's about 6'8", as he climbs in from the right side. First pitch, bunted. Good bunt up along the line. Oxborough comes down and makes the tag with with Wallington running right toward him and give him a sacrifice for the first out here in the top of the first inning. Sacrifice, 3 unassisted, as the runner Neal ends up all the way over at third. So Newton finds himself in a little spot of trouble here in the top of the first. Now here is the catcher, Maddox Jacobson. You talk about a wide variety and a wide spread of batting averages. Well, that's what you get with Jacobson as he hits the ball foul off of the first base side. For Jacobson as he comes to the plate. Standing in from the right side, has a batting average of .077. Next pitch home, breaking ball. That's over for a strike, and it's a called third strike. So Maddox goes down looking. That's the first out here in the top of the first. And then I bring up Bryson Crane. Crane is the right fielder, hitting in the 5 spot. He's hitting 200 so far on the year, and he's late on a good fastball from Newton. And it's 0-1. One out here in the top of the first, a run home, a runner at third also for Bear Lake. As the next pitch is in the dirt, nice save there by Hammond, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Preston outfield pretty much straight away. Hobbs, the center fielder, playing a little shallow. As the next pitch as it comes home, and that is on the corner for a called strike, and it's 1-2. Comes the 1-2 pitch, and that bounces up there and now runs the count to 2-2. Talk about how nice the day it is. First time in a long time his fastball misses off the outside edge, and the count runs full 3-2. It's the first time in a long time that P Mountain is actually visible. 3-2 pitch on the way, popped up, foul. That'll head toward the softball field, and it'll stay full at 3-2. I don't think we'll be able to see P Mountain since Halloween. So 3-2. Crane climbs back in. Folks still filing in here to the ballpark as ball rolled foul again, and it stays at 3-2. Not only nice to have not only this game going on, but we have action over on the softball field today. The Preston Indians softball team is on the road today. 3-2 pitch again. Fastball is on the corner. Strike 3 called, and the inning is over. So a couple of called third strikes in the inning. And for the Indians, they get out of the inning cheaply enough. 1 run, 1 hit, couple of errors, and they leave a man standing over at third base, and we're done with a half inning. We'll go to the bottom of the first after a half. It's the Bear Lake Bears 1, the Preston Indians coming to bat.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Protecting buyers and lenders in Cache Valley for over 40 years, Northern Title is the trusted name in the tri-state areas of Idaho, Utah, and Wyoming. The staff at Northern Title in Preston protect you from unknown complications like access issues, unpaid taxes, hidden liens, or easement restrictions. Choose the right title company. Choose to close with Northern Title of Preston. Good deeds done daily. Call today at 208-852-5700.
Webb Funeral Home is proud to be the leading provider of funeral services in northern Cache Valley, including southeast Idaho, for almost 100 years. We are a full-service mortuary offering the highest quality services with very affordable pricing. We have plans to meet everyone's budget, from traditional funeral services to graveside services and cremation options. We gladly provide free insurance coverage review, quality headstones and monuments, as well as funeral transcriptions. Let us answer any questions you might have by calling us at 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, a trusted name in funeral service since 1925.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
All right, we move here to the bottom of the first inning, and the Indians come up for the first time here today as they will face the right-hander Tyler Beresford for the Bear Lake Bears. Today's game brought to you by Northern Title, a trusted name in the tri-state area. Good deeds done daily. Call to find out how they can do one for you at 208-852-5700. So top of the order for the Indians is Brody Newton will lead it off and takes the first pitch inside, ball one. Newton followed by Cade Oxborough and Devin Inglet here in the bottom of the first inning. As that pitch bounces up there, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. For Newton, coming in hitting .261 on the year. He's driven in 1 run so far this year. And the 0-1 pitch on the way. That misses up high. I believe the count is 3 balls and no strikes here on Newton to lead off in the bottom of the first. 3-0 pitch is down low, and indeed it's ball 4 as Newton throws the bat away and heads down to first base. That'll bring up Cade Oxborough. We were talking about a game going on the softball field today. Well, just as much as Bear Lake needs to come down and make up some games here next week just to get conference games made up, the Bear Lake softball team is playing here as well, and they're making up one of their conference games as they're taking on Soda Springs on the field just adjacent to our right. So here's Oxborough, and the first pitch to Cade is swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. Ox hitting .385 on the year. He's driven in a total of 8. Neither one of these teams has hit a home run, yet this year. As the next pitch is lined toward right center, it's going to get down, and that'll be a hit. And going to second base is Newton. Puts his head down, keeps on going to third, and he's in there with a belly flop into third base. So a single by Oxborough moves the runner over to third. And for the Indians, the tying run 90 feet away here with nobody out in the bottom of the first inning. So here's Davin Inglet. Davin, still the leading hitter on the team at .536. He's driven in a total of 5 on the year. And will come up here with a chance to tie the game with a runner at third, runners at the corners actually, and nobody out. In fact, Bear Lake will bring the infield up at the corners, and they'll play halfway up the middle to try to cut down the run at the plate as they go to first base, and Oxborough dives back into the bag. Beresford works from the extreme first base side of the rubber. The runner goes, and Inglet drives it to center. The center fielder has to go back, and making the catch and getting a ball back in is the center fielder. But Inglet will pick up the run as Newton scores from third base on the scoring fly ball. And we're even at 1 here in the first inning. So Oxborough, who was running on the pitch, had to hustle back to first base. As here is Connor Thompson. And Thompson takes the first pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-1. So Oxborough still over there at first base, just 1 out here in the bottom of the inning. As Thompson drives one to center field. That's hit well. That's going to send Newton back on the run, but he's there and makes the catch. And fires it back in a hurry. Boy, Newton had to give ground, but he's able to catch up with it and make the catch on a fine running play. So 2 outs, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Austin Gleed. Gleed hitting .391 as they go to first base and chase Oxborough back to the bag. For the Indians, offensively, to be able to get off the mat, so to speak, and get a run here in the first inning was very important after being shut out in 3 straight games. As there goes the runner, and Oxborough will steal second base without a slide. So Oxborough stands at second base as he moves into scoring position for Gleed with 2 outs. And Austin will try to pick him up. Now he's going to third, and the pitch is over for a strike, and the throw is high, and it gets away from the third baseman. And Oxborough is going to just keep on coming home. So the throwing error will let the run come in, and Preston takes a 2-1 lead. The throw to third base was a little high, went off the third baseman's glove, but because the throw was high, we'll give the error to the catcher. So an error against Bear Lake allows the run to come in. Glede takes a pitch for a ball. The next pitch misses down and away. And it's 3 balls and 1 strike to Austin with 2 outs and the bases empty and 2 runs home. Here's the 3-1. It's up high again, ball 4. Second walk of the inning given up by Beresford. Two outs and a man at first base again, and here comes Eli Hammonds. Hammonds, like most players on the team, is very well versed in playing multiple positions. He started the first game of the doubleheader the other day at Pocatello. Then ended up catching, also played a little third base and shortstop in those that doubleheader on Wednesday as well. Big overhand breaking pitch. He's out in front of it, and it's 0-1. A lot of folks bringing their chairs, coming out in short sleeves, some in long sleeves, but coming out to A, enjoy some baseball, but B, just enjoy some sunshine for the first time in a while. Beresford ready, comes home. The next pitch here to Hammonds is swung on and missed. And Glede running on the pitch as the catcher Jacobson dropped the ball and couldn't find it. That makes for a stolen base for Glede, so he stands at second base. Again, the pitch home to Hammonds. That's hit foul, bound down into the dirt. So another new ball here for Beresford. As he comes set, snaps the throw back to second base. And diving back to second base is Austin Glede. Today's game brought to you by Evergreen Financial. When planning your future, trust the experts at Evergreen Financial in Preston. Set your appointment online at evergreenfinancialpartners.com. Next pitch, off speed again. Big overhand curveball stays high. So Hammonds takes a little walk around, now climbs back in. There goes Glede for third, and the pitch is in the dirt. And Austin's going to end up over at third base with another stolen base. So the fourth stolen base of the inning for the Indians. And the next pitch home to Hammonds. It's rolled foul just outside of third. Glede had to do a little dance to get out of the way of it. So another new ball here for Beresford, and Hammonds will climb back in the box. Again, Beresford comes home again, and that pitch misses outside and high. And runs the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield straightaway, normal depth, and the 3-2 pitch on the way is outside again, the third walk of the inning. It puts runners at the corners for the Indians. Nope, ball got away, and Glede actually comes home. So Glede scampers home, and the ball rolled away from the catcher. So it's 3-1 Indians here in the bottom of the first inning. Still only 1 hit in the inning, 3 walks, and a scoring fly ball to produce the runs. So here's Clayton Hobbs, and they go to first base, and Hammonds back in there on his hands and knees. Clayton, as he takes a pitch low, the throw down to second base is running on that play was Hammonds, and he's in there with a stolen base. For Hobbs, hitting .368 at the start of play today. He's driven in a total of 5, and now with a chance to pick one up here in the first inning with Hammonds at second base and time called. Nope, they called a balk. So the balk call will move Hammonds all the way over to third base. Pitcher started up with his hands. I thought that Hobbs actually asked for it because it looked like he started to back out of the box. But the home plate umpire called a balk instead, so the runner all the way over at third base, and that's inside. So once again, runners at the corners for the Indians as Hobbs draws a walk. So the eighth man to hit here in the bottom of the first inning for Preston is Xavier Mendoza as he comes up. And Beresford trying to get out of the inning without any further trouble. First pitch breaking ball with the runner going over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Hobbs steals second base, the sixth stolen base of the inning for the Indians, as they're trying to do to Bear Lake what Pocatello did to them for 3 straight games. Just basically run them out of the infield. That ball driven to center, but right there is the center fielder, Newton, to make the play, and the inning is over. Preston scores 3 times in the inning, just 1 hit. There was 1 error, and they leave 2 on base as well, as we are done with 1 here today. We'll go to the second after an inning. It's Preston 3 and Bear Lake 1.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Franklin County Medical Center is proud to provide excellence in surgical and specialty healthcare right here in our community, making it extremely convenient to receive world-class care without even leaving the county. The best part is that we work closely with your primary care physicians to ensure a convenient and coordinated care experience. Our skilled surgeons are continually adding services to Franklin County, some you won't find anywhere in the greater Cache Valley area. Discover what is available right here at fcmc.org/specialty. You just might be surprised at what we have to offer.
Whether you're in need of timber frame buildings, estate entrances, trusses, pergolas, pavilions, or gazebos, the craftsmanship at Milestone Timberworks reflects our passion and commitment of building for the future. At the beginning and end of the day, it's about achieving the built environment where the truly great moments in life are experienced. We look forward to working with you. Visit milestonetimberworks.com today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
1 inning in the books as we'll go to the second here today. Preston on top, 3-1. And here in the top of the second inning here for Bear Lake, they will send up Tyler Burbank, the third baseman, Ethan Thornton, who is the designated hitter, and then Brady Scholl, the left fielder. One thing's for sure, with people talking about how the institution of the pitch clock in Major League Baseball has made such a change and gotten the time of the games cut down. One thing's for sure, in high school baseball, there's no need for institution of a pitch clock, as pitchers don't hold on to the ball long enough to get down to that 15-second count with nobody on, let alone 20 seconds with men on base at all. So Burbank climbs in. We're ready to go here in the top of the second. First pitch to Burbank is on the outside corner for a strike. Newton sat around for a while watching his team score 3 runs behind him and get him a lead. And comes right back and throws the first pitch over for a strike. The next pitch hit foul back into the screen, and it's 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. And the next pitch home is on the corner, strike 3 called. So that's 3 called third strikes in a row for Brody Newton in the first out here in the top of the second inning. For Newton, this is his 3rd appearance on the mound. No record and started play today with an ERA of about 7.5. As that first pitch here to Thornton is down low, ball 1. Thornton, the designated hitter, hitting .273, no home runs, and has not driven in anybody yet this year either. As that pitch is down low, ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Next pitch, it's lined out toward the shortstop, but Gleed a few steps over to into the hole, able to grab that on a little soft line drive. And quickly there's 2 outs here in the top of the second. So with 2 outs, here's Brady Shaw, the left fielder in today's game, brought to you by Ralph's Construction. Building homes in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Call for more information at 435-232-1837. First pitch to Shaw, over for a strike, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Hit in the air to center. Hobbs on his horse. He's got to come up in a hurry, but it's going to fall in front of him. So Shaw with a little dunker that falls in front of the center fielder, Hobbs. His first hit today, just the second hit overall for the Bear Leg Bears. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Peter Newton. So Shaw over at first base with 2 outs. 3-1 Preston on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. As the pitch is outside, they throw back behind the runner at first base, and Shaw hops back on the bag. Newton, a little guy, standing in the left-hand batter's box, probably only about 5 feet tall, pops the ball up in the middle of the infield, and it's Newton, the pitcher, to play that one just off the first base side of the mound, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit, and 1 left. We're done with an inning and a half here this afternoon. After an inning and a half, it's Preston 3 and Bear Lake 1.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
We all have those times in life where having insurance has been a great comfort in helping to make a bad situation better. Naylor Insurance takes pride in being that friend there to help you when you need it the most. Serving the community since 1978, Naylor Insurance is proud to represent a number of carriers to fit your insurance needs through Mutual of Enumclaw. Stop by our new location, 223 North State Street in Preston.
Level 10 Life provides skilled, one-on-one life coaching sessions to help you unlock your next level in life. Our trained professionals specialize in health, life, and career coaching. Book a free consultation today at level10lifecoach.com.
Hi, my name is Penny Wright, born and raised in Preston. I am your local Medicare agent. I am here to give you the knowledge you need so you can make an informed and wise choice for your Medicare needs. Call me at 208-852-2367 if you're turning 65 or have any Medicare questions.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome back here to the ballpark. Dan Hubbard here with you. Our studio engineer today, John Beverly, back in the studios at KACH, keeping us on the air. We do appreciate him and all he does. As we go to the bottom of the second, it'll be Caleb Despain to lead off, then back to the top of the order, and Brody Newton and Cade Oxborough, the 9-1-2 hitters for the Indians here in the bottom of the second inning as they lead 3-1. First pitch home, pitch to Spain, didn't mean to swing, but he went too far, and it's going to cost him a strike, and it's 0-1. Despain looking for his first hit of the year. Doesn't get a lot of varsity playing time. In fact, he's only had 4 at-bats so far on the year at the varsity level. Hits one off the end of the bat. Newton's got to come up in a hurry, but he's not going to get there. And just as we mentioned it, there's the first hit of the year for Caleb Despain. So Preston gets the leadoff man aboard for the second inning in a row, and back to the top of the order. Brody Newton's going to come up. Newton walked and came around to score in the bottom of the first inning. As they go to first base, and back to the bag over there is Despain. Today's game brought to you by Procon Homes, building quality multifamily homes across the West. Friday, so just about everything at night in the big leagues today, as there was one afternoon game scheduled. That was in Minnesota between Kansas City and the Minnesota Twins, and that game currently in a rain delay. Comes the 1-1 pitch on the way to Newton. Breaking ball, that is a little high. Ball 2 balls and a strike. Other games on the docket around the Major League schedule tonight. The Cubs get their turn in Florida to take on the Marlins today. The Seattle Mariners go north of the border. They're in Toronto to take on the Blue Jays. Boston's back home after a road trip as that pitch misses inside. Boston back at Fenway Park as they play host to Cleveland tonight. Tampa Bay's on the road. They're in Chicago to take on the White Sox. And the pitch home is inside and hits him. So Newton hit by a pitch. That's the first hit batter today for either side. To go along with 4 walks that Beresford issued in the first inning for the Indians. So 2 on and nobody out. And here is Cade Oxborough. First ball swinging, pops it up right around first base in fair territory. It is Wallington to make the catch for the out. Infield fly rule anyway. So the fly out to the first baseman, Wallington, was the first out. And now brings up Davin England, had a scoring fly ball his first time up. Atlanta's in New York to take on the Mets today, also on the Major League schedule. As it's England, as he hits one in the air toward the gap in right center. That's going to get down. Going to third base, and they're going to send Despain home. The relay throw to the plate is not in time. Now the throw back behind Newton at second base, and he's back in there safely as well. So the run comes in. RBI single for Davin England. And Preston leads now 4-1. Now here's Connor Thompson. The Angels, we continue to look at the Major League schedule for tonight. The Angels are in Milwaukee to take on the Brewers. Philadelphia is at Houston. Arizona is at Colorado. As the breaking ball misses inside, ball 1 ball and no strikes. Cincinnati comes west. They're in the Bay Area to take on the Oakland A's today. And St. Louis is in Los Angeles to play the Dodgers. A throw back to second base, and back to the bag is Newton. A couple of games already postponed today as well. Baltimore at Detroit and Pittsburgh at Washington, both postponed because of weather. As that pitch breaking ball to Thompson is over for a strike. It's sure nice not to have to say that anymore. Postponed by weather. Get that behind us. Ready again. There goes the runner, and the pitch to Thompson is hit in the air. Newton's got to come up and over into right center. Makes the catch. Throw back to second base, and they get the double play. So Newton couldn't get righted and get back to the bag, and in doing so, they turn the double play. As Thompson flies out to center, and it's turned into a double play, and the inning is over. Not before Preston gets a run on a couple of hits and 1 man left here in the second inning. We're done with 2 on the Bless Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. It's Preston 1 and Preston 4 and Bear Lake 1.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
People oftentimes ask us, why do people from other areas of the valley or other parts of the state or drive so far to come here? And a lot of times I'll ask them, so why did you drive past several different dealers to come and buy your car here. And a lot of times they say, I just like the environment here. I like the low pressure. They don't play games. You guys are straightforward with me. You don't, trick me into buying something I don't want. We take care of people the way we want to be treated. And so they'll drive a ways to do that.
WestMotorCompany.com. Hey ladies, when you're looking to freshen up your wardrobe, there is no need to travel to the big city shopping centers or the dreaded mall. Stay local and head to Magnolia Road in downtown Preston. They offer great prices on the cutest tops, bottoms, sweaters, shoes and boots, and other accessory items. And best of all, everything is size inclusive from small to 3XL. When you shop local, everything you spend stays right here in Preston and Franklin County. Magnolia Road, 27 South State Street in downtown Preston.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
2 innings in the books. 4-1, Preston leads. As we'll move along here to the top of the 3rd inning, and Bear Lake will start from the top of the order. Beresford, Neal, and Wallington do up. Beresford reached on an error, went to second on an error, and eventually came around to score on Tyson Neal's RBI single. The first pitch swung on and missed. That, so far, is the only run of the day for the Bear Lake Bears. Next pitch misses up high, ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch home from Newton, misses outside, ball 2, 2-1. So we mentioned a little bit ago, it's senior day here today, and coming up, they're actually going to play a stacked doubleheader here today with the JV game coming up after this one's over, and they'll honor the seniors between games of the doubleheader here today. As the pitch is up high, ball 3, 3-1. Time called as Beresford backs out. Newton back up on top, comes home, working out of the stretch even though there's nobody on, and the pitch is outside, ball 4. So a walk to Beresford. First walk given up by Newton today. That's the 4th base runner overall here for Bear Lake. And now here's Tyson Neal, who had the RBI single back in the 1st inning, got as far as 3rd and was left there in the opening frame. And the first pitch is a fastball on the outside edge for a called strike, and it's 0-1. So they'll honor several seniors. Got a chance to talk to head coach Kenny Inglet a little bit before the game today, as that pitch is again on the corner for a strike, and it's 0-2. And senior day is always the same topic. It's a tough day because you have to say goodbye to some seniors, but in Inglet's case, you're saying also goodbye to his youngest son, as Davin celebrates senior day here, and always be able to coach his son growing up as Neal turns on one and jerks it past Thompson at 3rd and down the line, and coming all the way to 3rd base and safe at 3rd is Beresford. Call it a double for Neal as he goes to 2nd base. And now for Bear Lake, potentially the tying run coming to the plate with nobody out, as Ridge Wallington will come up. Runners at 2nd and 3rd and nobody out. Wallington with the scoring fly ball back in the 1st inning. Or sacrifice bunt, I should say, in the 1st inning. And the first pitch misses outside to him, ball 1. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. So watching your son play what should be his final home game, but to be added to the game next week, as that pitch again misses down and away. 2 balls and a strike. can always be kind of a tough time, and I was kidding Kenny, talking to him, and told him, I said, I didn't mean to bring a tear to his eye, because he started to choke up a little bit as the 2-1 pitch misses inside. Ball 3, 3 balls and a strike. Comes the 3-1 pitch. That's pulled just foul outside of third. And that'll run the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Beresford's at third, Neal at second, nobody out, top of the third, 4-1 Preston. The 3-2 pitch. Misses down and in. Oh, no, they're going to call it late call, third strike. Wow. A late third strike call against Wallington. That'll be the first out. And the 4th strikeout for Brody Newton. So 1 out. Now here is the catcher, Matrix Jacobson. As the first pitch, the fastball that's on the edge for a called strike. Preston will still play the infield halfway. And that fastball, that's on the edge again, and it's 0-2. Jacobson, a strikeout victim his first time up. In the 0-2 pitch. Tried to overthrow it, threw it past the catcher into the backstop, and that's going to get a run home. So a wild pitch will score Beresford from third, and it's 4-2 now. And down to third base goes Tyson Neal. So a ball and 2 strikes. And Jacobson's at the plate. Still representing the potential tying run here. And the pitch home on the way is pulled foul. Just over the head of Neal's. He had to duck underneath it. As I'm not sure what that was supposed to be. Why'd they let the run come home? Oh, they called it a balk. So the balk will get the run in. So now it's 4-3. So no pitch on the balk. That lets Neal come home. 2 runs home here now in the inning for Bear Lake. And the overhand breaking ball stays high. Coming home again, working quickly is Newton, and that pitch swung on and missed, and that's the second out. That's 5 strikeouts now for Newton, and the first one he gets swinging here this afternoon. 2 outs, bases empty, and now here's Bryson Crane. Today's game brought to you by West Motors, your only stop for new or used cars in Preston and in Logan. First pitch to Crane. Breaking ball stays up. Ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. So Bear Lake gets off the mat and gets back to within a run at 4-3. And that pitch misses down, bounces up there. It's ball 2, 2-0. Left fielder Mendoza fairly shallow in left, and 2-0 pitch again misses down low. 3 balls and no strikes. Of course, a big ballpark here, as again that pitch is inside and walks him on 4 pitches. Second walk of the inning. And puts the tying run on base. Now here is Tyler Burbank, the third baseman, who also went down looking his first time up. And the first pitch to Burbank, hit back to the box as you're able to knock it down. Newton picks it up, throws to first. Good stretch over at first base by Oxborough for the out. So nice play at both ends by Newton and Oxborough. 1-3 on the ground out will retire the side, but not before Bear Lake scores twice to get back into the game on 1 hit, and they leave a man on base as well. We're done with 2.5 on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. It's now Preston 4, Bear Lake 3.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you'll be appreciated. It's even better to know that you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciates every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car or truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in where you'll be treated like a friend. 17 South State Street, Preston. If you're looking for someplace new as you head into your golden years, look into the tradition of quality designer homes built by Ralph's Construction in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Working in Phase 3 now, with Phase 4 starting soon, these homes can be built to a floor plan that you desire, or Ralph's Construction has other options that you're sure to fall in love with. Call today for more information, 435-232-1837. Now is the time to plan for the finest home of your lifetime. Ralph's Construction, 435-232-1837.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome all those joining us on mylocalradio.com today, not only around here in Franklin County, but also up in Bear Lake County. Welcome you in as we go to the bottom of the third, 4-3 Preston. As Austin Glee to lead it off. First ball swing, hits it on the ground to the shortstop. Neal has it, plays it across in time for the out. One pitch, one out here in the bottom of the third inning. So that'll bring up Eli Hammonds, who walked his first time up. Got as far as third base back in the first inning and was left there. One of two men in the inning that Preston left on base when they scored 3 times in the first inning today. So here is Hammonds. And Beresford rocks and comes home, and the first pitch home to Eli, big overhand curveball. That's over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Getting some action down in the bullpen for the Indians as Caleb Despain starting to throw down there. As the pitch bounces away from the catcher. 2 balls and no strikes. So they got 3 innings out of Brody Newton, and they might just take that to the bank. As, again, the pitch bounces up there, ball 3 balls and a strike. Here comes the next pitch home. That's swung on and missed. And the count goes full, 3-2. In case you missed the pregame show, the Indians have added a game here next week. First, the 3-2 pitch to Hammonds, hit in the air toward left field. Coming up the left fielder, it's Shaw, who has to play it on a bounce as it bounces in front of him. So a little dunker by Hammonds as he'll reach for the second time today. 4th hit of the game for the Indians. And now here is the center fielder, Clayton Hobbs. With Bear Lake making up games here next week, that gave the opportunity for the Indians to pick up a game, so they've added a game here on Wednesday. As the first pitch to Hobbs popped up, third base side. Third baseman coming over to have a look, but Burbank will not have a play as it lands in the bullpen area. And it's 0-1. Wednesday, Bear Lake will be here. They'll play Malad. And then Preston will then play Malad in what will become the second game of the doubleheader as they go to first base. Back to the bag over there in time is Hammonds. So if you want to come out and enjoy some baseball here on next Wednesday, certainly the opportunity affords you as the runner goes. Ground ball fair inside first and down the line. Going to second base is Hammonds. Hobbs will turn there. He'll stay at first base as the right fielder, Crane, gets on in a hurry and gets it back in. So Hammonds goes all the way to third. He'll hold there on the single by Hobbs as he hit it hard and got it past Wallentine between him and the bag over there at first base. So runners at the corners, 1 out. And now here is Xavier Mendoza. So here's Mendoza. Flew out to center his first time. There goes the runner. Breaking ball is on the inside corner for a strike. And they snap the throw back to third base, and they throw it away. So here comes Hammonds home. Hobbs is going to be waved home as well. It's going to be a two-base error, and it's going to be 6-3. So an ill-advised throw to third base by the pitcher after he got the ball back on the pitch home, trying to pick off Hammonds and threw it away. So Preston scores twice on the error. Second error of the game against Bear Lake. And it's now 6-3. And Mendoza back up there as Beresford goes back out of the windup again. And the pitch misses down low. Ball 3 balls and a strike. The 3-1 pitch to Mendoza. He's taking all the way. I guess it was 2-1, my bad. So pitch to Mendoza, missed outside. Beresford comes right back in a hurry. And there is ball 4 as that pitch misses inside. Another walk issued to the Indians. Mendoza heads down to first base, and now here is Caleb Despain will come back up. That's the 5th walk today, given up by the pitcher Beresford. So here's Despain. Singled and scored back in the second. Big overhand jug misses inside, and it's ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. So we're looking at a 3 o'clock start for the games next Wednesday, Glenn. Pretty much 3 o'clock. So 3:30 for those games. The doubleheader next Wednesday here. By the time Preston gets on the field, probably closer to 5 or 5:30, as Despain loops one over the second baseman's head and picks up his second hit of the game. Mendoza stops at second base. Beard went up, tried to bring it down, but he couldn't. Got over his head, and there's runners at first and second. And 1 out here in the inning with 2 runs in already, and back to the top of the order again. And Brody Newton coming back up. Newton's walked, was hit by a pitch, scored a run. Trying to help himself here. Still the pitcher of record as the pitch misses outside. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Outfield straight away. Crane, the right fielder, playing off the line a bit over in right field. Shaw, the left fielder, playing deeper than the other two. Going to show bunt. Takes it and takes it high. And now Preston's got themselves in a little bit of a problem as Despain went all the way to second base. Now they're breaking to third. There goes Mendoza, and he ends up belly flopping into the dirt over there at third base, but makes it there safely. And Despain, who was running on the pitch, ends up at second base anyway. So one of the most unorthodox double steals you'll see as Newton pops it up in foul ground. Wallington right by the first base coach's box has that in foul ground, and there's 2 outs. So Preston almost runs himself out of the inning. Now here's Cade Oxborough with 2 outs. Popped up and singled and scored a run. Today's game brought to you by Stokes Market, True Value, with the freshest meat and produce that you'll find in Preston and in the Cache Valley. Stokes Market on State Street in Preston. Breaking ball to Oxborough is low, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Next pitch home, again misses inside, breaking ball 2-0. Oxborough's brother Chase out for the year with that elbow problem. Wandering around the ballpark today in shorts and t-shirt. As that pitch on the corner for a strike, it's 2-1 here for senior day activities coming up between games of the doubleheader. Next pitch home to Ox. Just pokes it in the infield. It'll be Wallington to put a glove on that, and the inning is over, but not before Preston adds a couple of more runs. 2 runs on 2 hits, and they leave a couple of men on base as well, as we are done with 3. We'll go to the 4th after 3 here from Preston. It's the Indians 6 and the Bear Lake Bears 3. We'll be right back.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Hi, I'm Brad Phillips, professional trainer and owner of Puppy Steps Training. I believe that life is more enjoyable with a well-trained dog. That's why my team and I have come together to give you the ultimate dog training experience through Puppy Steps Training. Our 8-week board and train program is specifically designed to give your puppy a head start on life. Along with access to our extensive training material, you will receive daily progress reports, weekly photo and video updates, and a hands-on training demonstration. Discover the ultimate dog training experience with Puppy Steps Training, the premier dog training facility in northern Utah, and proud supporter of Westside and Preston High School athletics.
There's no better family activity than a night out at the movies. Worm Creek Opera House Theater on State Street in Preston is your local home for first-run family movies. The historic theater offers top-flight comfort, the coolest refreshments, and quality entertainment, all at family prices. Stop by the Worm Creek Opera House at 70 South State Street in downtown Preston. For tickets, show times, and a list of upcoming attractions, go to wormcreek.org.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Yeah, done with 3 innings here today as we move along to the 4th. Preston leading 6-3. 6 runs on 4 hits, 2 errors for the Indians. They left a total of 5 on base. 3 runs on 3 hits. For the Bear Lake Bears, they've left 5, and they have 2 errors against them as well. So here in the 4th inning for Bear Lake, it'll be the bottom third of the order. Thornton, Shaw, and Newton due up. As looks like Newton stays out there. So he'll continue on to the 4th inning here this afternoon. Thornton, 0 for 1, lined out his first time up. Hit a little dying line drive at the shortstop, Austin Gleed, his first time up. And here as we go to the 4th, we can take a look at some of the things that have happened on this date in baseball history. As here's the first pitch to Thornton. Hit foul back into the screen, up and over the screen, and becomes a souvenir, and it's 0-1. It was on this date in 1961. Just 5 days past his 40th birthday, Warren Spahn became the second oldest pitcher to throw a no-hitter. As the pitch is up high, ball 1 ball and 1 strike. At the age of 41 years and 3 months, he threw a no-hitter, won the game 1-0. Henry Aaron was the only hit a home run in the game to account for the only run of the game. And the only pitcher at that time in 1961 who was older than Spahny to throw a no-hitter was the immortal Cy Young. Next pitch home. It is over for a strike. And it's 1-2 on Thornton. The 1-2 offering is up high and evens the count at 2-2. In a little bit more modern time, instead of 1960s, we'll come all the way up to the mid-80s. As the next pitch, that's inside and hits him. So there's the first hit batter for Preston pitchers today as Newton hits Thornton with a 2-2 pitch as he heads down to first base. And that'll bring up Brady Shaw with a man at first. On this date in 1985, Dodgers left-hander Fernando Valenzuela set a major league record when he rolled up his 41st consecutive scoreless inning at the start of to start off a season, as he did not allow an earned run in shutting out the Padres, a game that the Dodgers would also win 1-0. As the first pitch here to Shaw misses outside, ball 1 ball and no strikes. A show bunt, get the bunt down to get it. To throw the ball over to first base in time for the out as Newton comes down off the mound, get the out. Sack bunt for Shaw. 1-3 on the put out for the first out. Down to second base goes Thornton. I believe I said that the Dodgers had won the game 1-0. The Padres actually won the game 1-0 and snapped Fernando's scoreless inning streak. The only run of the game, a solo home run by Tony Gwynn. So here's Peter Newton, the center fielder, with one out and a man at second base. And the first pitch to Newton is inside, ball one. Newton popped up his first time up, so he's 0 for 1 on the day. Next pitch, that's line to left. Coming up, they have to play it on a hop. Mendoza gets it back in. He'll hold the runner at third. And be runners at the corners and one out as Peter Newton picks up the hit. Fourth hit of the day for the Bears. They've had one hit in each inning so far here on the day. So back to the top of the order here. Tyler Beresford, the pitcher, reached on an error, walked, and scored twice as the first pitch misses inside, ball one. Well, you remember back in 1988, or if you don't, the Baltimore Orioles got off to what was about the worst start in Major League history as that pitch is up high to Beresford. 16 days into the season, and the Orioles found themselves way back in the American League East. The pitch over for a strike as they lost their 16th game in a row in a losing streak that would eventually reach 21 before they would win a game to start the year. As that pitch is down low again. I believe it's 2-1 on Beresford with runners at the corners and one out. Here in the top of the fourth. 6-3, Preston leads on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. Pitch is swung on and missed. Count now full at 3-2. Can't imagine losing 21 games in a row. As the 3-2 pitch is outside, ball four. Beresford walks for the second time today, and that loads the bases with one out. Now remember, Despain was throwing, so at least he's had a chance to kind of get loose a little bit. In case they need to bring in a new pitcher here. With one out and the bases full, here's Tyler Neal, who singled, doubled, and scored a run. And drives the first pitch to center. Up on the ball comes Hobbs, makes the catch. Runner tags, comes back in to score, and it's 6-4. And Newton has another RBI. Now there's two outs. So two outs. As Thornton comes in from third, the other two runners stay at second and third. So with two outs, here is Ridge Wallington, who had a sacrifice bunt and took a called third strike. And takes that first pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-1. As the ball tipped foul into the glove of the catcher Hammonds, and it's 0-2. The 0-2 offering on the way, taking and misses high, which is tough to do against Wallington, who's up there at about 6'7". But the breaking pitch didn't bite, just stayed up. And the next pitch, again, another curveball. That one stays outside as well. And the count even at 2 strikes. Mitch Williams did something, the original Wild thing. He did something on this date back in 1989 that no one else has done. As the fastball backs Wallington off, now runs the count full, 3-2. So 3-2, 2 outs. That'll give the base runners a little bit of a head start. And here comes the 3-2 pitch. And it's inside, ball four. Second walk of the inning to go along with a hit batter. And once again, the bases are loaded. So here comes Matrix Jacobson, who has struck out twice. He's 0 for 2. Once swinging, once looking. What did Mitch Williams do on this date in 1989? Well, he came in with 2 outs in the 9th inning to pick up to potentially save a game for the Cubs, and he recorded a save without throwing a pitch. As the pitch is up high, ball 1. The 24-year-old reliever picked Carmelo Martinez off of second base without throwing a pitch home as the pitch swung on and missed. The pickoff was the 3rd out of the inning. The Cubs would win the game 3-1 at Wrigley Field, and thus he records a save without even throwing a pitch home as the pitch in the dirt, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. That is truly one of the baseball oddities. Next pitch home, again driven to center. That'll be a base hit. Here comes Hobbs up to get it. Well, that'll get 1 run in. That'll get 2 runs in. And once again, Bear Lake wiggles themselves back into the game as Jacobson with a 2-run single. And Bear Lake has 3 runs in the inning and runners at first and second and still 2 outs. So 1-run game again as it's now 6-5. Maybe not. There's the pitch home. Look out inside as Newton goes down. It's a 6-6 tie. It's the 3rd run of the inning, my bad. As they're going to say that pitch hits Crane. As Newton went down delivering the pitch, they got away from him, misses inside. Now here comes Kenny England out to the mound. As the bases will be loaded again. Second hit batter of the game for Newton. And let's see if Kenny's got a hook with him this time, as he's given up 5 runs in the last inning and 2/3 here. Kenny comes out and he's kind of working at the mound area, as Newton kind of stumbled a little bit in the landing area. And it looks like that's going to be it for Newton, as he's going to call it a day here, I do believe. And we're going to have a new pitcher coming in, as I believe it's going to be Thompson to take over on the mound. So 6-6 tie, couple of men on base, 2 outs in the 4th. Take a timeout. We'll come back and we'll tell you about the new pitcher and the changes for the Indians right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Since 2005, North Star's Ultimate Outdoors has been Cache Valley's source for fun and adventure. It's here you can find the biggest selection of snowmobiles, ATVs, utility vehicles, and handheld power equipment from the brand names you know, such as Steel, Polaris, and Yamaha. The professionally trained staff at North Star's Ultimate Outdoors of Preston has what it takes to get you out on the nation's leading brands. The best deals in the best town. North Star's Ultimate Outdoors. It's where the fun starts. 777 North State Street, Preston.
When you are looking for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, but you want something that is ready to eat now, always stop at the Stokes Market Deli in Preston. With cold and hot cases, you can always find food that is fresh, hot, or cold. Sandwiches, soup, salads, deviled eggs, donuts, wraps, cheese trays, desserts, and a hot and delicious buffet. A meal out doesn't have to be at a restaurant. Come and enjoy something for everyone at the Stokes Market Deli today. 217 South State Street in Preston.
So the new pitcher is Thompson, who comes in here for the Indians. And Connor's first pitch misses outside. He'll pitch to Tyler Burbank, the 9th batter here in the inning for the Bears. As that pitch misses up high. And it's ball 2, 2-0. 3 runs in the inning. Bases loaded. And the next pitch again misses high with a fastball. So it's tough to come in and inherit runners, especially when you haven't had a good long chance to get loose. Here comes the 3-0. And that is on the corner for a strike, and it's 3-1. So 2 outs. Newton goes 3 2/3, gives up 6 hits, 6 runs, but he's still responsible for the men on base. And the 3-1 pitch is swung on and missed, and it's 3-2. He walked 3, struck out 5, and hit 2. And the 3-2 pitch on the corner, strike 3 called. And Bear Lake will leave the bases loaded. But they're able to come up with 3 runs to tie the game. 3 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and they leave the bases full for the second time in the game. They've left 8 overall today. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. On the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard, it's Preston 6, Bear Lake 6.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Papa J's World Headquarters in Clifton, Idaho, started on the dream of a man who wanted to give back to his small-town farming community. 20 years later, it's a place renowned for its gourmet beef jerky, deli, and uniquely friendly customer experience. The friendly staff at Papa J's invites you to come in or find them online at papajs.com, where you can have the unique taste of Papa J's beef jerky shipped to you all with a click of a button. Papa J's, world-class jerky in small-town USA. papajs.com.
Hey ladies, when you're looking to freshen up your wardrobe, there is no need to travel to the big city shopping centers or the dreaded mall. Stay local and head to Magnolia Road in downtown Preston. They offer great prices on the cutest tops, bottoms, sweaters, shoes and boots, and other accessory items. And best of all, everything is size inclusive from small to 3XL. When you shop local, everything you spend stays right here in Preston and Franklin County. Magnolia Road, 27 South State Street in downtown Preston.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
Well, we go to the bottom of the 4th, now in a 6-6 tie. Devin Inglet leads it off for the Indians, to be followed by Connor Thompson and Austin Gleed, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Indians. So now in a 6-6 tie here in the bottom of the 4th, a brand new ball game. Beresford comes home. The next pitch grounded up along third. Burbank has it, has to make the long throw, not in time. Inglet hustles up the line and beats it out. That's his second hit of the day. Hit number 5 in the game for the Indians, and now here's Connor Thompson, who's flown out and hit into a double play. Finally underway in Minnesota, the Indians and, I should say, the Royals and the Twins. Top of the first inning after a lengthy rain delay. There goes the runner. The pitch is in the dirt, gets away from the catcher Jacobson and down to second base. It was Inglet with a stolen base. So after the long rain delay, they're really just getting started, just the top of the first inning. The Cubs and the Marlins, still about a half hour from starting in Miami as that pitch misses inside. Kind of bends Thompson back on an off-speed breaking ball that really didn't. So Inglet at second to lead off here in the bottom of the 4th. Next pitch home, that misses down low again, and it's 2-0. Well, let's see what other stories we can regale you with as far as things that happen on this date in baseball history. As that pitch on the inside half for a called strike this time. 2 balls and a strike. A look back at second base, and that pitch is inside, and that's going to get a piece of Thompson, and he'll head down to first base. Second hit batter for Beresford. So Preston with 2 men on and nobody out. And now here's Austin Gleed, walked and grounded out, 0 for 1 officially on the day. So the kid from Las Vegas on this date in 2012, Bryce Harper, who loves to show his public disdain for BYU, made his Major League debut on this date at Dodger Stadium in 2012 as a pitch to Gleed rolled foul back to the screen. Nationals end up losing the game 4-3 to the Dodgers. Harper, who was 19 at the time, drove in what was potentially the tying run, only to have the Dodgers score the winning run in the bottom of the ninth inning on a sacrifice fly and take the 4-3 lead. Next pitch, breaking ball, is outside again to Gleed. Beresford ready, comes home. Next pitch, again off speed, hit in the air towards short right center. Coming up in a hurry, but he's not going to be able to get it as the right fielder Crane. Now they got to hurry, but the ball's dropped by Neal and the throw back into the infield, and everybody's going to be safe. So Gleed with a little flare into right center field. It falls, and the bases are loaded, and nobody out. So with the bases full, here's Eli Hammond, who has walked twice and scored a run. First pitch to Hammond, line foul out along the left field side, 0-1. For Harper, who grew up in Las Vegas and really grew up a BYU fan, but when BYU didn't recruit him out of high school to go there to play baseball, he kind of lost his favoritism toward BYU, and when asked about it, he will certainly share his public disdain toward the Cougar program. The pitches again in the dirt to Hammonds, as Preston saw Bear Lake get a couple of runs in the top of the inning, 3 of them, as a matter of fact, to tie the game. Now they've loaded the bases with nobody out and try to unbreak the tie again. Here comes the next pitch home to Hammond. Hit it here to left field. There's Shell, has to come up, and then he loses the ball and ends up going head over tea kettle. And 1 run's in, 2 runs are in. They throw to third, not in time there. The ball gets away at third base. Here comes Gleed to the plate. 3 runs are in, and Preston are not only broken the tie, they've taken the 3-run lead. It's now 9-6. The dying fly ball by Hammonds that Shaw had to come up and couldn't make the play. 2 RBIs on the hit and a throwing error to try to get it back in. Preston clears the bases, and Hammonds, who started the at-bat at home plate, now ends up standing over at third base. Still nobody out in the inning. And now here is Clayton Hobbs, who's going to show bunt and bunt it foul behind home plate. It's 0-1. So 3 runs on 3 hits and a hit batter, and still nobody out in the inning, and it's 9-6. Outfield straight away here against Hobbs. The infield up. In fact, they charge at the corners thinking he's going to bunt again. He does show bunt, but the breaking ball stays outside. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Hammonds came down the line trying to see if he can entice Bear Lake to making another throwing mistake with the ball. Another big overhand curveball. Again, it stays high, and it's 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes to count. And here comes the 3-0 pitch to Hobbs. Ground ball up the middle with the infield up, is into center field for a hit. And Preston scores their 4th run of the inning, and it's now 10-6. Hobbs with an RBI single, his 2nd hit of the game. Still nobody out. And now here is Xavier Mendoza, who's flown out and walked. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Pitch home, misses inside, ball 1, 1-0. Mendoza, who started play today hitting at .091. Hobbs over at first base. All 5 batters in the inning so far for the Indians have all reached base. There goes Hobbs. The pitch is over for a strike. The throw is pretty good, but not in time. He steals it. So second stolen base of the day for Clayton Hobbs. Now he's in scoring position as he stands at second base. And nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th. 10-6, Preston regains the lead on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. Beresford sets, comes home, ground ball into left field. That's a base hit. Hobbs will come home as he's sent home by Inglet. He will score. RBI hit for Mendoza, and it's 11-6. So 5 runs in the inning for the Indians. Still nobody out. And here's the number 9 hitter, Caleb Despain. First pitch to Despain, hit a foul into the catcher's glove. It's 0-1. So Mendoza over at first. Despain, the 7th batter in the inning for the Indians. Everyone has reached base safely, and Despain rolls one into right field. That's a hit. Mendoza hesitates at second, but he's going to keep on going to third. And now down to second base goes Despain on the throwback into the infield. So runners at second and third, and back to the top of the order again, and Brody Newton coming to the plate. 11-6 Preston as the pitch home to Newton, a breaking ball that stays high. And for Beresford, starting to labor a little bit and start to wonder how much he's got left in the tank. Ground ball to third. They're going to go across the infield, let the run come in to get the out. And makes it 12-6 as the 6th run of the inning for the Indians. So Newton's out, 5-3, but picks up the RBI in the process. There's 1 out. Now here's Cade Oxborough, the 9th man to hit in the inning for the Indians with a man at third base and only 1 out. Today's game brought to you by Franklin County Medical Center with the finest care in all of the Cache Valley. So here's Ox, 1 for 3 in the day, and hits a ball on the ground to the second baseman. They're going to come to the plate, and he is safe as Despain beats the throw home. So Oxborough reaches on the fielder's choice but gets the RBI, and that'll bring up Davin Inglet as the Indians will send the 10th man to the plate here in the inning. 7 runs in the inning for the Indians. That's their biggest inning in a while. Breaking ball. Misses outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Inglet. Davin started the inning with a single, stole a base. He's 2 for 2 in the game, plus a scoring fly ball back in the first inning. And pulls one down the line, foul, just a little bit too far out in front of it, and pulled it down into the corner. 13-6, 7 runs home in the inning here for Preston. Next pitch, breaking ball, that is on the corner. 1-2 on Inglet. So Davin with a couple of RBIs today. 1 out, bottom of the 4th. Big inning for the Indians here. Next pitch to Davin, takes it inside as they throw back behind the runner, and Oxborough back safely in the bag. Next pitch again, that misses down low to Davin. 3-2 the count on Inglet. Outfield straight away. Newton, the center fielder, playing very shallow. The 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses down low. Inglet will walk. As moving up to second base is Oxborough. Runners at first and second. Still only one out in the inning. Now here is Connor Thompson coming back up. Thompson officially 0 for 2 today. Flew out to center. Hit into a double play and was hit by a pitch. First ball swinging, fly ball to center. Newton broke back. He's got to come up there to make the catch. And the runners will retreat to their bases now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. So with 2 outs, that'll bring up Austin Gleed. Gleed singled earlier in the inning and also scored a run. He is 1 for 2 today. 13-6 Indians lead on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. Yes. Beresford catches himself. He was ready to go back to working out of the windup with 2 outs. Thought, nah, I better not. Comes home. The first pitch to Gleed is a big overhand breaking pitch that's high. Ball 1. 1 ball with no strikes. Austin, the 12th batter to hit in the inning here for the Indians. Again, the pitch misses outside, low again. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Eli Hammonds waiting to see if he can get another at-bat here in the inning as well. Here comes the 2-0. That misses inside. And it's ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Oxborough at second, Inglet at first. As that pitch over for a strike, and it's now 3-1. Gleed climbs back in from the right side. There goes the runners, and the breaking pitch is inside, ball 4. And didn't have to throw the ball to down to third base, but he did. And in the process, he threw it away. And now what do we got? Now we can timeout called with the runners going on the pitch as the ball was thrown away. And Oxborough eventually came in to score. They call it a strike. And the Bear Lake Bears are running off the field. Kenny Inglet talking to the home plate umpire. Still not exactly sure what the call was. But they're going to call Gleed out. So Gleed is called out. That's the 3rd out of the inning. And the inning comes to an end, but not before Preston scores 7 times in the inning. As we're done with 4 here, we'll move along to the 5th. It's now Preston 13 and Bear Lake 6. We'll be right back.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
It's the goal in everyone's life to reach financial independence and security. Evergreen Financial Partners in Preston can help with strategies to assist in those goals. They will design a plan to suit you, whether it be for your family, home, or current or future investments. Evergreen Financial Partners can help with life insurance, long-term life, 401ks, retirement plans, or mutual funds. Contact the experts at Evergreen Financial and let them put a plan together for you. Find them at 41 West 1st South in Preston, or go online to set your appointment at evergreenfinancialpartners.net. Evergreen Financial Partners, your first step to financial security.
105.5 FM KACH.
Hi, we're Braden and Brittany Smith with Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency.
We're Preston Proud and Idaho Strong.
Hi, I'm Jan Stone with Northern Title of Preston, and we are Preston Proud, Idaho Strong.
Hi, I'm Bill Chambers from North Stars Ultimate Outdoors, and we are Preston Proud and Idaho Strong.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Larson. I'm with HK Auto, and we are Dayton Proud and Idaho Strong.
We're Preston Proud, Idaho Strong, serving Franklin County and beyond.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Well, we move along here to the 5th inning. Preston leading 13-6. after posting 7 runs in the bottom of the 4th. And today's game brought to you in part by Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency. Don't leave the things that matter to you to chance. Call Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency today, or stop by the office and find out more information at 33 South 1st East in Preston. You can reach them by phone at 208-852-2364. Well, Thompson, who came in relief last inning, now will move in here to the bottom of the top of the 5th, rather. And here in the top of the 5th inning, after Bear Lake sent 9 men to the plate last inning and scored 3 times, they'll start with Burbank, Thornton, and Shaw again. Same place they started last inning. So here's Burbank, 0 for 3. He's struck out twice, both times taking a called third strike. Takes the first pitch here over for a strike, and it's 0-1. He's also hit back to the box, so 0 for 3 on the day. The 0-1 pitch swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. The 0-2 offering. Hit foul back into the screen. Again, the 0-2 pitch, that bounces up there, 1-2. You know, talking about the Royals and just getting started in their game in Minnesota. On this date in 2013, their pitcher Jeremy Guthrie did something as that ball's lined to center. It's going to be in for a hit. First hit of the game for Burbank, leadoff man aboard for the Bears here in the top of the 5th. That'll bring up Ethan Thornton, 0 for 1, lined out, and he was hit by a pitch. On this date in 2013, in the opening game of a day-night doubleheader, Jeremy Guthrie tied what was then a franchise record for the Royals by winning his 16th consecutive start without a loss. There's that pitch over for a strike. The 34-year-old right-hander at the time worked 6 2/3 innings without giving up a run, as another balk called as Burbank will head down to second base. So here's the next pitch. That's swung on and missed by Thornton. I believe it's 1 ball and 1 strike after the balk call. Next pitch in the dirt, bounces away, but down by 7 runs, not going anyplace at second base is Burbank, and it's 2 balls and a strike. So the Royals won that game 9-0. Jeremy Guthrie went 6 2/3 for the win over the Cleveland Indians at Kauffman Stadium, as a pitch down low again to Thornton. And Jeremy Guthrie went 16 consecutive starts without a loss, as the next pitch swung on and missed. So Thornton goes down on strikes. Second strikeout for Thompson. 7th Bear Lake batter overall in the day to go down on strikes. And there's 1 out here in the 5th. As the they've got Newton at the plate. I had Brady Shaw at the plate. So here's Newton. First pitch to Newton went to the backstop, and down to third base went Burbank. Next pitch home. That's over for a strike. And it's ball and a strike here on Peter Newton. Thompson's next pitch again misses down low, and it's 2-2. Newton pops the ball up right around first. Oxborough crosses over the line into foul territory, will make the catch for the second out. So 2 down. Back to the top of the order now, and Tyler Beresford coming up. Runner at third base. And Thompson trying to get out of the inning cheaply enough. Here's Beresford, who takes the first pitch inside, high, ball 1. Beresford 0 for 1 officially today when he reached on an error in the first inning. Since then, he's just walked twice, and there's a one gets away, goes to the backstop, as coming in to score is Thornton. And Bear Lake gets one of those runs back, and it's now 13-7. So 13-7, Preston on top on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. As the next pitch to Beresford, that's over for a strike. As he's talking to the umpire, I think he's questioning the count call. And the 2-1 pitch hit foul. Now it's 2-2. So Preston trying to break a 5-game losing streak. And certainly put off one of their better offensive outputs than they have during those 5 games. That pitch breaking ball in the dirt to Beresford. Full count, 2 outs, base is empty. As he backs out, now wants to climb back in. Thompson ready, here's the 3-2. Popped up. Shortstop area, Gleed backing out into the short left field and drops it. So Gleed can't hang on to it, looking up into that high sky. And on the air, Beresford will be safe at first base, and the inning will continue. That's the 3rd error of the day against the Indians. And now here is Tyson Neal. Neal 2 for 2. He's also had a scoring fly ball, has driven in a couple of runs, and he's also scored 1 today. As they go to first base. Thompson should be out of the inning. Preston outfield straight away, infield back with 2 outs. There goes the runner. The pitch is high, and the throw is on a bounce and not in time. So Beresford ends up stealing second base. Thompson trying to get off the hook here in the inning without giving up any more runs. That pitch is down low. Again, Thompson sets, and he's going to look back at second base and try to look Beresford back to the bag. Now he comes set again and comes home with the next pitch outside. Backhanded there by Hammonds. Three balls and a strike. And the 3-1 off pitch home is on the inside corner for a strike, and that'll load fully, fill the count at 3-2. So here comes the 3-2 pitch on the way, hit in the air to center. Hobbs is there, went back a step, now has to come in. Sunglasses glistening in the sun, puts it away, and the inning is over, but not before Bear Lake gets a run. 1 run on 1 hit in the inning. There was a Preston error in the inning as well, and they leave 1. Done with 4.5 on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. It's Preston 13, Bear Lake 7. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th, coming back.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Sometimes in life, the next level seems to be just out of your reach. You know you could reach your goal if you could just figure out what's blocking your success. The trained professionals at Level 10 Life offer life, health, and career coaching. These professional coaching sessions will help you put the next piece together in your puzzle. Don't wait. The coaches at Level 10 Life are here to help you reach your next milestone in life. Schedule a free consultation online at level10lifecoach.com.
Whether it's your vehicle, home, business, or even life, protecting the things that matter most shouldn't be left to chance. At Farm Bureau, the Smith Agency, everything that is important to you is important to us. That's why our office and agents are united to protect your future and give you peace of mind today. I'm Brittany Smith. As your local Farm Bureau agents, my husband Braden and I would love to customize and simplify plans that are unique to you and what you care about. Stop in today and see how Farm Bureau can make insurance simple for you.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
So we go to the bottom of the fifth inning, and Preston leading 13-7. As here in the bottom of the fifth inning for Preston, it'll be Hammonds, Hobbs, and Mendoza to hit. And a little bit of news to pass along here about one of our great sponsors, Magnolia Road. They have moved as they are into their new place. As they move one block north, and you'll now find Magnolia Road at 12 North State Street in Preston. So we thank them for all that they do. And ladies, again, for your updated wardrobe and all of your wardrobe needs, go to Magnolia Road. You'll find them now at 12th North State. So here we go, bottom of the fifth, Hammonds, Hobbs, and Mendoza for the Indians. As first pitch is outside, ball one ball and no strikes. Got a new pitcher into the game here for Bear Lake as Bryson Crane takes over on the hill. Next pitch to Hammond, popped up right along the line. And the second baseman, Beard, coming over, makes a nice play. Grab that ball. And that's the first out here in the bottom of the fifth. So one out. Now here's Clayton Hobbs. So Neal moves over to second base after the pitching change. As the first pitch here to Hobbs is hit foul. It's 0-1. Beresford now at shortstop. Let's see if we can see who the right fielder is as they come home again. Next pitch to Hobbs as he rocks and comes home, misses outside. Ball two balls and a strike. Today's game brought to you by Preston Auto Parts Car Quest. For all the parts you need to keep your car or truck running strong, stop by Preston Auto Parts Car Quest. As the next pitch swung on and missed. 2-2 on Clayton Hobbs. Next pitch home to Clayton. And that is on the corner, strike three called. So Crane comes in, tries to restore a little order, gets the first two men that he faces. And with two outs, Xavier Mendoza due up, but he will not hit. As coming up to hit for Mendoza, this is Jackson Merrill who will hit and takes the first pitch outside. Next pitch to Merrill, that's swung on and missed. And the next pitch home, swung on and missed again. So 1-2, the count on Merrill. And the 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. So Crane comes in and restores order indeed as he puts the Indians down in order for the first time today. And we're done with 5 as we'll head to the 6th on the Les Schwab Tire to Logan North scoreboard. It's Preston 13, Bear Lake 7.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric. It's what we do.
In 1996, my father, Jay Moyle, started producing gourmet beef jerky in the foothills of Clifton, Idaho. Now, over 20 years later, Papa Jay's beef jerky is a staple of the Franklin County community. Family run since the beginning, the modern way of making jerky here at Papa Jay's is the old-fashioned way. Absolutely no shortcuts are taken in producing the finest quality and most delicious smoked meat you can find. Come over to Papa Jay's and bite into a tender, flavorful stick of Papa Jay's, and your view of jerky will never be the same. 10 South Main Highway, Clifton, Idaho.
North Star's Ultimate Outdoors is the best provider of power sport vehicles right here in downtown Preston. Vehicles and equipment from brand names that you know and trust, like Steel, Polaris, and Yamaha. Stop in and let us get you ready for your next adventure at North Star's Ultimate Outdoors. It's where the fun starts, 777 North State Street, Preston.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
All right, we go here to the 6th inning, and Ridge Wallington leads it off here for Bear Lake. Hits the first pitch foul, takes the next pitch for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. As the next pitch again misses down low, it's 2-1. The 2-1 offering from Thompson misses low again, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike on Wallington to lead off here in the 6th. Wallington, Jacobson, and Crane do up as that pitch is on the corner for a strike, and now the count full, 3-2. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Little thumb job in the infield coming up. Inglet tries to short hop it, can't, then boots it and has to pick it up. It'll be a little short little infield hit for Wallington to lead off here in the 6th. So he didn't hit it hard enough to bend the grass when it hit, but it was good enough for a hit. Here's Matrix Jacobson, the catcher. Singled home a pair of runs back in the 4th inning, and he's also struck out twice, 1 for 3 in the game. First ball swinging, hits it in the air to right field. Going back on the ball, the right fielder Despain, and can't make the play. By the time he picks it up, Wallington's going to keep on trucking all the way to third base, and he'll be in there with a slide, as unorthodox as it was, as it would be a double for Jacobson, and runners at second and third. So here's Crane, who took over on the mound and set the side down in order. Who was walked, was hit by a pitch, and struck out. Now with a chance to get his team right back into the game again as he swings and misses the first pitch, and it's 0-1. Nobody out. Wallington at third. Jacobson at second. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses down and away. And it is 1 ball and 1 strike. With nobody out, Preston brings the infield up. And he's swinging again, lifted it right along the right field line, and again Despain can't find it in the sun, and it falls fair. Wallington scores. They're going to send Jacobson. Now they hold him at the last minute on an RBI double by Crane. So back-to-back doubles, gets a run in. Still nobody out in the inning. First hit of the game for Crane. Now here's Tyler Burbank. Burbank 0 for 3 on the day. Takes that pitch for a strike, and it's 0-1. Next pitch swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. And Burbank out on 3 pitches. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. First out of the inning. And here is Ethan Thornton, who singled and scored a run last inning and swings and hits the first pitch foul, and it's 0-1. Third strikeout for Thompson since he's come in. 8th strikeout overall today by Bear Lake hitters. Runners at second and third and 1 out. As Thornton pops the ball up, short left, Burbank, and again can't make the play. Or I should say Gleed can't make the play. And again, everybody's going to be safe on another error. So a tough fielding day. Of course, it's the first real day this year that the infielders have had to deal with a real high sky with no clouds to speak of in the sky. And they are certainly having their troubles tracking fly balls. So the base is loaded and 1 out. And here is Shaw, who struck out his last time up. Hits the first pitch foul, and it's 0-1. 4 errors in the game for the Indians today. Next pitch swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. Jacobson at third, Crane at second, Thornton at first. As the next pitch swung on and missed. So Thompson, and you can't blame him. Little aggression there as he just wound up and just pumped 3 fastballs past Shaw for the second out. So with 2 outs, here's Peter Newton, the center fielder. Newton with 1 hit on 3 at-bats today. And the first pitch misses inside, ball 1. The 1-0. Swung on and missed, and it's 1-1. It's the softball players running underneath our window with their cleats on. It makes it sound like a cattle drive going up State Street. Slices a ball into center field. It's going to fall. 1 run is in. Hobbs gets it back in. 2 runs are in. They scored 3 in the inning. As Newton dunks a single into short left center field. And runners still at first and second as Thornton stops at second base. 2-run single for Newton. 3 runs home here. And it's 13-10. They've cut the lead back to 3 runs again. As back to the top of the order again, here's Beresford, and he hits the first pitch foul. So this is the 8th man to hit in the inning. Bear Lake has already batted around once in the game, in an inning, as that pitch swung on and missed. So Beresford, as he stands at home plate, believe it or not, Preston had a 7-run lead an inning ago. Beresford represents the tying run as the pitch misses outside. Infield back for the Indians. Beresford's the next pitch is hit foul again into the screen. So 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Tyler Beresford. Who was lifted from the pitching position last inning. Thompson ready again. The pitch home. Fastball swung on and missed. The inning is over. However, they send 8 men to the plate. 3 of them come home to score on 2 hits, an error, and 2 men left. So we'll go to the bottom of the 6th as Bear Lake chips away and gets a little closer again. After 5.5, Preston 13, Bear Lake 10. We'll be right back.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Sometimes in life, the next level seems to be just out of your reach. You know you could reach your goal if you could just figure out what's blocking your success. The trained professionals at Level 10 Life offer life, health, and career coaching. These professional coaching sessions will help you put the next piece together in your puzzle. Don't wait. The coaches at Level 10 Life are here to help you reach your next milestone in life. Schedule a free consultation online at level10lifecoach.com.
Whether it's your vehicle, home, business, or even life, protecting the things that matter most shouldn't be left to chance. At Farm Bureau, the Smith Agency, everything that is important to you is important to us. That's why our office and agents are united to protect your future and give you peace of mind today. I'm Brittany Smith. As your local Farm Bureau agents, my husband Braden and I would love to customize and simplify plans that are unique to you and what you care about. Stop in today and see how Farm Bureau can make insurance simple for you.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Bottom of the sixth inning, 13-10, Preston leading. As we go to the bottom of the sixth, to remind you that today's game is brought to you in part by our friends at Magnolia Road. Remember, if you missed our announcement an inning ago, they have moved. They opened their new store today, all painted all nice and pretty, and we get all their merchandise moved. As they move one block north on State Street, you can now find them at 12 North State. Magnolia Road, ladies, the place to go for your new look that you are desiring. So here in the bottom of the sixth for the Indians, they will start with Despain at the plate. Then back to the top of the order, and Brody Newton and Kate Oxborough. As the first pitch to Spain swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. So with the sun going down directly behind the press box, especially for center fielders, left fielders, and pretty much anybody having to look up into the sun, trying to catch a fly ball right now is a bit of an adventure. As the next pitch misses high. Time called briefly as Despain climbs back in. As the next pitch home, and that misses low, 2-1. Next pitch home, it is again down low, ball 3 balls and a strike. So Crane, who came in, set the side down in order last inning, falls behind here to open the sixth. Next pitch misses outside, and it's ball 4. So the leadoff man aboard as Despain walks here to lead off the bottom of the sixth. Back to the top of the order now, and Brody Newton, who also walked way back in the first inning. He was hit by a pitch today as well. He's 0 for 2 officially, fouled out and grounded out. As the first pitch to Newton is over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Newton, who still the pitcher of record for the Indians, stands to be the winner. As the next pitch home, that misses inside again, ball 2 balls and no strikes. But for Preston, they still have 3 more outs to get in the top of the 7th inning, and those have been hard to come by as it's 13-10. And the pitch home popped up right around shortstop. That's Beresford after leaving the mound, go to corral that in short left field. So Beresford able to make the catch. That's the first out, and now here's Kate Oxborough coming back to the plate. Oxborough with 1 hit today. He is 1 for 4. He does have an RBI today and a run scored as well. And the pitch home bounces up there, goes to the backstop. And there goes Despain for second. So a wild pitch will send Despain hustling down to second base. And Oxborough now with a chance to pick up that important fourth run as far as the lead goes for the Indians. As that pitch misses outside, it's a ball. You'd always like to have a 4-run lead going into the last inning. That way, in case things really go bad, a grand slam would not beat you. As the next pitch again misses down and away. Two balls and a strike on Oxborough. Runner at second base, one out. Pitch home, grounded foul at home plate, and it's 2-2. Don't forget today's game brought to you by Papa J's Deli and Jerky out in Clifton. Order some of their world-class jerky online. You can do so at papajs.com. There goes the runner to third, and the pitch is low, and it gets away. As it'll be Despain pulling in into third base. As when the ball got away from the catcher Jacobson, he was able to move in there unimpeded. And he's now at third base on a 3-2 count on Oxborough. So Bear Lake will have to bring the infield up. And the 3-2 pitch is inside and low, ball 4. So Oxborough will walk. Runners at the corners for the Indians. That's the 6th walk today, given up by Bear Lake pitching, and it's going to get a visit to the mound, which gives us a chance to remind you that today's game is brought to you by Les Schwab Tire in North Logan. Les Schwab is your one stop for tires, brakes, alignment, and more. Check it out at 1886 North Main in North Logan. So one out, runners at the corners. And now here is Davin Inglett. Inglett, who is 2 for 2 officially today, has singled twice, driven in a couple of runs. He's also walked and had a scoring fly ball. As the first pitch misses down low, ball 1. So that important 4-run lead runner, Despain, over there at third base with a 1 out. There goes the runner, Oxborough. The pitch swung on and missed. So Oxborough had about a 40-foot jump before the pitcher ever delivered the pitch. As he pulls in at second base, now Preston has the runners at second and third, and Bear Lake has to bring the infield up again. And the pitch hit foul once again, back here about over the top of the press box. So Inglett back up in the box. Bear Lake again with the infield up, and the pitch home to Inglett. Breaking ball in the dirt as Jacobson able to keep it from going behind him. As everyone back to their bases, now ready again. Crane comes home with the next pitch to Inglett. And that misses down and in. Thompson waiting to wait to see if he can come up with the bases loaded here. Only 1 out in the inning, and the pitch home again to Inglett. And it's down low, ball 4, second walk of the inning. Check that third walk of the inning as Crane walks the bases loaded. So the bases are full, and here's Thompson. Thompson still looking for an official at-bat today. The one time he did reach, he was hit by a pitch back in the 4th and scored a run. Other than that, he's hit the ball in the air 3 times, all to the center fielder Newton. So officially 0 for 3 in the day, and the first pitch to Thompson is inside the low, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. 13-10, Preston leads, bottom of the 6th, 1 out. And the next pitch home. Look out, spins Thompson out of the way. Is that ball up under his chin? Ball 2, 2-0. Level 10 Life Coach helps bring you this afternoon's game. Reach your next level in life with their life coaching sessions. Find out more at level10lifecoach.com. Drives the ball in the air to center. As again, he sends Newton back a couple of steps. Newton has it. Tagging is Despain coming home from third. And Preston adds that important 4-run lead. So scoring fly ball for Thompson. Picks up his first RBI of the day. and that's the second out. So Despain comes home, makes it 14-10. Oxborough also was able to tag and move up to third base, so here's Gleed with runners at the corners. There goes the runner from first, and the first pitch is over for a strike, and it's 0-1. So Inglet steals second base. Runners again now at second and third, this time with 2 outs, and Gleed waiting at the plate. As that pitch is inside, this time to Gleed. Austin with 1 hit, walked back in the first inning. He scored twice. He's 1 for 3 overall in the day. As that pitch again bounces up there. And Crane falls behind Gleed with first base open and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Again, the pitch to Austin again bounces at home plate, and it's 3-1. So 3 balls and a strike. As Crane having a hard time finding the strike zone here in the 6th inning. And the 3-1 pitch on the way. Gleed hits it back up the middle into center field for a hit. 1 run is in. Here comes Inglet home. He will score as Preston again has opened up the lead as it's back up to 6 runs again. It's 16-10. So Gleed singles home 2. As Oxborough and Inglet both come home. And Gleed over at first base. 3 runs home here in the inning. On 1 hit. And the 3 walks and a scoring fly ball as Hammonds chips that one to right field. That's going to be in for a hit. Gleed will keep going all the way to third base, and Preston will have runners at the corners. So the second hit of the inning for the Indians, as they have made the most out of what was a gift of 3 walks to open the inning. So with runners at the corners, Clayton Hobbs is the next hitter. $16-10 Preston on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. Here's Hobbs at the plate, and the first pitch popped up. In the infield, the shortstop, Beresford, able to make the play, looking up into that bright sun, and the inning is over. Preston sends 8 men to the plate. 3 of them come home to score, and we will head to the 7th inning with the Indians 3 outs from a win. Out the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard as we head to the 7th. It's Preston 16, Bear Lake 10. We'll go to the 7th, coming back right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
We all have those times in life where having insurance has been a great comfort in helping to make a bad situation better. Naylor Insurance takes pride in being that friend there to help you when you need it the most. Serving the community since 1978, Naylor Insurance is proud to represent a number of carriers to fit your insurance needs through Mutual of Enumclaw. Stop by our new location, 223 North State Street in Preston.
Webb Funeral Home is proud to be the leading provider of funeral services in northern Cache Valley, including southeast Idaho, for almost 100 years. We are a full-service mortuary offering the highest quality services with very affordable pricing. We have plans to meet everyone's budget, from traditional funeral services to graveside services and cremation options. We gladly provide free insurance coverage review, quality headstones and monuments, as well as funeral transcriptions. Let us answer any questions you might have by calling us at 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, a trusted name in funeral service since 1925.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Well, we've reached the 7th inning in the game here this afternoon with Preston adding 3 runs in the last half inning, and we'll go here to the 7th with a 6-run lead. They lead it 16-10 as they give the ball back to Thompson to try to get the last 3 outs, and Connor Thompson will face Tyson Neal, Ridge Wallington, and Maddox Jacobson to lead off here in the top of the 7th inning. Don't forget, if you're in the area, want to come by for another game, we have another game coming up, JV game, as they're playing a stacked doubleheader today. JV game comes up in about 25 minutes or so in between games. They'll also have the senior day ceremonies for the seniors on the club coming up between games. Here's Tyson Neal to lead it off. Hits the first pitch foul outside of third and down the line, and it's 0-1. Neal, 2 hits, couple of RBIs. He had a scoring fly ball and flew out to center. He's 2 for 3 overall in the game today. As the next pitch grounded wide of third, gobbled up there, dropped, picked up, throw to first, and Oxborough kind of overstretched a little bit and had the ball go off the top of his glove. So Neal safe at first to lead off the inning. As the ground ball to third, Newton wasn't able to field it cleanly. And then the ball dropped over at first base by Oxborough. And it'll be an error against the Indians. That's their 5th of the day. And with 1 on and nobody out, here's Ridge Wallington. He comes up empty on the first pitch, and it's 0-1. Wallington's walked, had a sacrifice bunt, and struck out. He's also singled, so he's 1 for 2. And lines that ball to center. Hobbs playing shallow, has to run back and cut it off, but he plays it on a bounce. And there's 2 on and nobody out here as the first 2 men reach base. So the Bears not going quietly into that good night as they have the first 2 men reach here in the 7th. And now here's Matrix Jacobson. He's first ball swinging, pops it up. That's going to go out of play, and it's 0-1. Jacobson with a pair of hits, 2 RBIs, and he struck out twice. 0-1 the count. Nobody out, top of the 7th. And the next pitch home from Thompson bounces up there as Hammonds pounces on it quickly. And neither runner on base able to advance on that pitch in the dirt. Good crowd with us here today, out and basking in the sunshine. As the pitch again misses outside again, this time Jacobson. A lot of folks in their chairs right around home plate. Stands on the first base side pretty much full. As the pitch again misses up high. And nice to see the folks in the lawn chairs out beyond the right field fence as well, watching from out there. Jacobson ahead in the count and lines the ball back up the middle into center field. To third base comes Neal. They're going to send him home. He will score, and it makes it 16-11 on the RBI single by Jacobson, his 3rd hit in as many at-bats. Still nobody out in the inning. Wallington stopped at second base, so there's runners at first and second. And now here's Bryson Crane. He had an RBI double his last time up. And swings and misses at a good breaking ball that fooled him. He just kind of waved at it and missed, and it's 0-1. That same kind of swing is what he had his last time up when he dropped a ball inside the right field line for a double. As that pitch misses inside, and it's 1-1. Comes the 1-1 pitch. And that misses down low again. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. Thompson ready, checks the runners. Next pitch, grounded down to short. Lead goes to second, 1, back to first. Not a good return throw from Inglet as it goes into the dugout, and that's going to let Wallington comes home on another error in the inning against the Indians. That's the 2nd error of the inning and their 6th of the game. So 1 out in the inning as they get Jacobson on the force play at second. And now here's Burbank, and the first pitch over for a strike. So the throwing error allows the run to come in. It also sends Crane to second base. So they lose the force opportunity in the infield as the next pitch misses outside. Thompson ready, comes home. Didn't mean to swing. Little ground ball wide of first. Fielded by Oxborough. He throws to first just in time. Oxborough fielded the ball and looked up to second base, and of course there was nobody there because there was no runner because he was headed to third. But Thompson very alertly comes over and plays his position well and covers the bag for the second out. So with 2 outs, here's Thornton at the plate, representing the last hope here for Bear Lake. 2 runs home here in the inning. It's 16-12, but the potential tying run at this point is still sitting in the dugout. Next pitch is inside and low. Thornton, 1 hit, reached on an error, also was hit by a pitch in the game, and hits the ball in the air to center field. Hobbs broke back, he's got to come in. Inglet going out, and now they've let it fall between them. Inglet reacted like Hobbs called him off. And Hobbs didn't get to the ball in time, and it's a little flare hit. That's 3 hits in the inning. As Kane comes home, that's the 3rd run of the inning. And it's 16-13 again, and now here is Brady Scholl with a runner at first. That pitch swung on and missed, and it's 1-1. 3 runs, 3 hits in the inning. An error against the Indians. As that ball hit foul again at home plate. And it's now 1-2. So only 1 time today has Bear Lake failed to score in an inning. That was way back in the second. As that pitch misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Indians failed to score in a couple of different innings in the game today. So the next pitch swung on and missed, and the game is over as Scholl strikes out. Not before Bear Lake gets 3 in the inning on 3 hits. There was an error, and they leave 1 on base as well. Final score in the game here today, Preston wins it 16-13. Take a timeout. We'll come back. Final totals and the wrap-up coming up right after this. Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. Tonight's game has been brought to you by West Motors, your only stop for new or used cars in Preston and in Logan. Stokes Market True Value with the freshest meat and produce in town. Webb Funeral Home, serving Preston and surrounding communities since 1925. Ralph's Construction, building homes in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll receive in all of the Cache Valley. Preston Auto Parts CarQuest, with all the parts you need for your car to keep it running strong. Naylor Insurance, for home, health, life, and auto from Mutual of Enumclaw. Procon Homes, building quality multifamily homes across the West. By Les Schwab Tires, stop in and see the tire experts on Main Street in North Logan. North Star's Ultimate Outdoors. Get ready for your next outdoor adventure at North Star's Ultimate Outdoors in Preston. Evergreen Financial. When planning your future, trust the experts at Evergreen Financial in Preston. Level 10 Life. Reach your next level in life with their life coaching sessions. Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency. Don't leave the things that matter to chance. Call Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency today. Northern Title, the trusted name in the tri-state area. And by Papa J's Deli and Jerky in Clifton. Now stay tuned for the Rouse Construction postgame show, coming up next.
People oftentimes ask us, why do people from other areas of the valley or other parts of the state or drive so far to come here? And a lot of times I'll ask them, so why did you drive past several different dealers to come and buy your car here. And a lot of times they say, I just like the environment here. I like the low pressure. They don't play games. You guys are straightforward with me. You don't, trick me into buying something I don't want. We take care of people the way we want to be treated, and so they'll drive a ways to do that.
WestMotorCompany.com.
Franklin County Medical Center is proud to provide excellence in surgical and specialty healthcare right here in our community, making it extremely convenient to receive world-class care without even leaving the county. The best part is that we work closely with your primary care physicians to ensure a convenient and coordinated care experience. Our skilled surgeons are continually adding services to Franklin County, some you won't find anywhere in the greater Cache Valley area. Discover what is available right here at fcmc.org/specialty. You just might be surprised at what we have to offer.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield, Logan.
It's time for the Preston Indians postgame show. Coming up, we'll recap the just completed game, take a look at the final stats, and a look at what's ahead for the Preston teams. The postgame show is brought to you by Ralph's Construction, building quality designer homes in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. For more information, call 435-232-1837. Well, welcome back to the ballpark here as we check in for the Ralph's Construction postgame show. Ralph's Construction, building homes in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Call for more information at 435-232-1837. Well, it was kind of a wild and woolly games at times as the Indians threatened to break the game open a couple of different times, only to see Bear Lake come back into the game and ended up being a 3-run game with Preston winning it 16-10. 16 runs on 10 hits for the Indians. Played a little fast and loose with the baseball today. They committed 6 errors in the game and left 8 men on base. They took advantage of the free passes today given them by Bear Lake pitching. They had 9 walks and 2 hit batters in the game. For the Bears, 13 runs on 10 hits. They had 2 errors, and they left a total of 12 men on base. Even though they weren't around at the end, the starting pitchers end up being the pitchers of record. As for the Indians, Brody Newton ends up collecting the win and got off to a big lead, and a lead that the Indians tried to give up, but they never did. So Newton gets the victory, and Tyler Beresford will suffer the loss in the game that took 1 hour and 49 minutes to play. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back, look inside the numbers as we continue on the postgame show right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
If you're looking for someplace new as you head into your golden years, look into the tradition of quality designer homes built by Ralph's Construction in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Working in Phase 3 now, with Phase 4 starting soon, these homes can be built to a floor plan that you desire, or Ralph's Construction has other options that you're sure to fall in love with. Call today for more information, 435-232-1837. Now is the time to plan for the finest home of your lifetime. Ralph's Construction, 435-232-1837.
Protecting buyers and lenders in Cache Valley for over 40 years, Northern Title is the trusted name in the tri-state areas of Idaho, Utah, and Wyoming. The staff at Northern Title in Preston protect you from unknown complications like access issues, unpaid taxes, hidden liens, or easement restrictions. Choose the right title company. Choose to close with Northern Title of Preston. Good deeds done daily. Call today at 208-852-5700.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Well, out of the field, you can see them if you're watching on mylocalradio.com. The senior ceremony going on as they recognize the 3 seniors on the team, Chase Oxborough, Davin Inglett, and Caleb Despain, the 3 seniors being recognized here on Senior Day. So the Indians pick up a 16-13 win today for the Indians. And hitting stars for Preston, Davin Inglett with a couple of hits, also walked twice and had a scoring fly ball he drove into in the game. Eli Hammonds had 3 hits in the game. He drove in 2 runs plus a walk. Clayton Hobbs had a couple of hits plus a walk in the game. And Caleb Despain on senior day, how about he goes 3 for 3 with a walk and 3 runs scored, playing here on senior day for the outgoing senior. Way to go, Caleb. So the Indians win it 16-13. We'll come back with a final thought or two right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
When you are looking for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, but you want something that is ready to eat now, always stop at the Stokes Market Deli in Preston. With cold and hot cases, you can always find food that is fresh, hot, or cold. Sandwiches, soup, salads, deviled eggs, donuts, wraps, cheese trays, desserts, and a hot and delicious buffet. A meal out doesn't have to be at a restaurant. Come and enjoy something for everyone at the Stokes Market Deli today. 217 South State Street in Preston.
If you're looking for someplace new as you head into your golden years, look into the tradition of quality designer homes built by Ralph's Construction in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Working in Phase 3 now, with Phase 4 starting soon, these homes can be built to a floor plan that you desire, or Ralph's Construction has other options that you're sure to fall in love with. Call today for more information, 435-232-1837. Now is the time to plan for the finest home of your lifetime. Ralph's Construction, 435-232-1837.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
Well, as we wrap things up here on this Friday afternoon, a good day for the Indians as they played 16 runs and pick up the victory by the final score of 16-13. The win pushes the Indians to 6-7 overall on the year. The loss for Bear Lake, a tough one as it was, as they are now 2-7 overall on the year. Well, you weren't with us early in the game. You probably didn't hear the news that the Indians have added a game coming up next week, as Bear Lake will be here and play Malad on Wednesday at 3 o'clock. And then Preston will face Malad in the second game of the doubleheader that day. Probably get started around 5:30 in the afternoon, and that'll be our next broadcast for the boys coming up next week on Wednesday. I know the girls have a couple of games next week as well, and we'll have those games for you as well. Invite you to keep listening to KACH as we'll remind you that I know we're having a little bit of problems with our FM signal, but the AM works just fine. And if you're out and about and need to listen to the game, catch the Preston Indian games and the great music on KACH on our AM side, AM 1340. So that'll wrap up our broadcast for today. The executive producer of KACH Radio Sports is Val Cook. The associate producer is Cody Olson. Our studio engineer today has been John Beverly. We appreciate everything that he does. And I'm Dan Hubbard here at the Preston at the ballpark as the Indians win it today by the final score of 13-10. Until Wednesday, have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll talk to you then. Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting, LLC.